The Mekong. Some 70 million people depend on this river for fishing or for rice cultivation. But this legendary river is threatened by industrial activity. In Cambodia, millions of cubic tons of sand are dredged up every single day, which has a massive ecological impact. The constant digging has caused some riverbanks to cave in. This local resident didn't want to show his face on camera, but still wanted to speak out against the damage commercial dredging has wrought on this river.
I'm not happy when I see everything that's being pumped because it's destroying natural resources. The land I had was here, up to the boat.
A dozen eco-activists who dared to publicly criticize the practice were imprisoned. Dredging the Mekong is highly lucrative, as sand has multiple commercial uses, not least in construction. The capital, Phnom Penh, is in the middle of a property boom. The Mekong's sand is brought here to create these artificial stretches of land, which have eaten away at the river. These artificial islands next to the waterway will have skyscrapers built on them. Government reports on the impact of the new complex on the Mekong's environment were never made public. Our colleagues at France 2 also asked the developers and authorities for more information, requests that went unheeded. Local communities now face eviction due to the new development project.
We know that they will be eventually need to move. And they don't want to move, of course, because they've been here for decades.
This director of an NGO is helping locals fight to save their houses.
We live here in a rural area. We used to catch fish to sell and we grew vegetables. But we've lost that way of life because large companies have filled in the lakes.
This community could be wiped off the map because the lakes that surround the capital are also being backfilled to create huge urban complexes. This empty stretch of land used to be a lake. Ang Futhi says the ecological cost will be borne by all, but the development will benefit only a select few.
We have a big question for the government. This housing, project for whom? Because a lot of poor people cannot afford it, and a lot of them has been kicked out or moved out from the city. So it's really for the people or for the rich or for the investor.
The Mekong's future is also under threat from dams. These huge structures being built in Laos and China are a source of low-carbon energy, but they also make it impossible for local fishermen to earn a living from the river. In Cambodia, this local has been fishing in these once generous waters for over 40 years. But he, along with all of his fellow fishermen, have been forced to give up their trade. Instead, they gather seashells.
Before the dams were built, the water level was much higher, and then it started to slowly drop. I sell these shells to earn around €5 a day to survive. When we had fish, we could earn up to €14 a day.
As the countries surrounding the Mekong continue to industrialize, pressure on the river's ecosystem is only set to increase in the coming years.